Nobody plays the hits like this, brother.
You already know.
Yeah. Into the Midday Lounge with the Midday Lover.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie Tramel and the Midday Crew, Crystal and K. Rose.
Yep, that's my crew.
Yeah. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Global RnB 96.3. The real deal in digital radio, man. Listen, we finally back, man. I got the chocolate queen. You know she just be laying it down. Go ahead and talk to him, Coco. What's up, baby?
What's up, Jackie? What you been up to? I ain't talked
Man,
to
it's
you.
been
I feel like it's been a minute.
it's been a minute. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you
Yeah.
without
I,
a
I
beat to
definitely
step
missed
you.
the people. I missed you. But we back at it.
Yeah. We gotta give it to the people, and today we gonna be a little messy, just
Just
a
a little
little bit,
bit.
Coco,
Just,
just a little bit.
just a little bit.
So it's been some rumors on the Straza. Anybody who ain't never been to Europe, I mean street, it's some rumors on the street talking about they gonna pass a law basically saying, well, it's a rumor, so we don't know how true it is. Rumors saying that infidelity is gonna be outlawed in the year 2026. So we just want to sit here and see what kind of consequences there might be. How is this even gonna work? How are we gonna unpack this and what it could be?
I don't know, Jackie. Like, I know time and time again we've talked about relationships, infidelity, but this is like a whole nother level. Like making chick illegal. What you think about that? Like, how would that even work?
Man, look. So I think we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna unpack this. So how is it gonna impact the laws? Is it gonna be a change in the genders? What's gonna be the differences in here? Like, how's this? Are people gonna have cheating passes? Like, how are we gonna do this? So
Mm,
first off, let's get into the logistics of it.
okay.
How would wait, y'all want to hit the hotline? Hit the hotline 804-476-2306. We definitely want to hear from y'all inside the comment section. So put it in the comments. So how would a law like this? How would it even be enforced? Like, what would it be? Like, what would you need? Like some solid proof to prove that this infidelity? Would you need text messages? Would you need some photos? Like, how are we gonna prove this kind of thing?
I mean, this is like outrageous to me, but I feel like you definitely need some proof. You can't just go in with suspicion. You got to have some proof. Show me the evidence. Like, I need some pictures. I need some text messages, some videos, like all that. You-
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It gotta be something out there. Cause okay, like in the army, like back, shout out to the army. We got this thing like, so you got infidelity. I don't know if you know that infidelity is actually against the law in the army. Like you can't
Mhm.
do it. You can really get kicked out the army if you get caught cheating in
I
the
heard
army, right?
about that. Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
it's crazy. But in the army, so you got inappropriate relationships. So like,
Mhm.
say this is me and a woman. We look like we a little too cozy, a little too cozy. You know what I'm saying? With that, they could be like, all right, that looks like an inappropriate relationship. So they'll talk to us about it. We're not written up or nothing like that. They just saying like, hey, this looks a little on the tip of being unprofessional.
Right.
But as far as infidelity, you really got a low key, not okay, high key. You guys show some penetration. You guys see something that man's penis
Ye-
going inside of her, and you have to literally prove it before the army says, "Look, we got to get you now."
Right,
Now,
right.
if I'm being honest, it has been proven numerous times because for some
I
reason people want to
believe.
make videos and stuff nowadays and just be getting caught up. But
Put it
yeah,
everywhere,
it's crazy.
I
It's crazy.
mean, and then, if it is illegal, would there be certain consequences? How would that even work? Like, when it comes down to child custody, divorce, settlements, like, how would that even work?
Man, if it's gonna be if it's gonna be cheating, it's gonna be illegal. There's got to be some kind of legal consequences, I'm sure. But what those repercussions could be, I'm not even exactly sure. But when it comes to custody, that's a good
That's a
one.
good one, right?
That's a good
Like,
one. I don't think it should affect. I could be wrong. I don't think it should be able to affect something like child custody directly that impacts the child's well being just yet.
mhm,
If it's just cheating, if it's just between the man and woman, I don't think that should impact the custody.
right.
I don't, because I can't see. It might be some people out there that might think differently than me. I can't see how that will mess up the child's well being. If anything, I'll be embarrassed because when you get caught cheating, I will never want my kid to see me in that light.
Yeah.
But
Especially if they at the age to where they on social media and they see what's going on, like, "Then that's my daddy." Like,
yeah,
and then like you said earlier, a lot of people are leaking footage and everything, like putting it on social media, putting it on these news
yeah.
platforms. It's just crazy.
I can see you getting a fine, probably get a fine or a ticket, if we really doing this, but I don't think nobody should go to jail for it, and I don't think nobody should get their kids taken for infidelity. I know it's a big thing, but that child part is a big part. That's a bit much for me. Man, give me a ticket, man. It might if you tell me
Give
I
you a
gotta
ticket
pay
of 5,000. You gotta pay this
hey,
$5,000 fee.
hey,
Like,
I'm telling you
straight up.
right
Get
now,
a
man,
lump sum.
that thing can be zipped up. Man, I ain't trying to stop playing with me, man. We I'm imagining really getting a ticket saying like, "Hey, you got a $5,000 fine for
For
getting some
cheating.
sloppy toppy."
Yeah, uh-huh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so let's think of it like this. Do you think that this law would target like one gender like more than another? Like think about it. Like sometimes they say a man is always one cheating, and men always gonna say a woman's always the one cheating. So you
That's
think it's
good.
gonna
I don't
yeah.
know. But
You
what's
don't
the okay, do I think what though?
you think it's gonna target a man more than you think it's gonna target one gender more than the other? Like let's just be real about it, like
I mean, if you wanna
directly.
be real, men aren't the smartest cheaters,
Okay.
they not the y'all not the smartest cheaters, so, it's like, women, they get away with a lot more because they smart with it, you know? I saw
Yeah.
a story, I think last week where this one couple, she told her dude that she was gonna go, get groceries, and she sent the money to her side dude to go.
Yo,
You heard about that?
I think I heard
Yeah,
about it.
you
Go
heard
ahead and
about
finish.
the
I
she
want
she
let the
sent
people
money
hear.
to her side dude and sent like $80 and said, "Hey, look, go grocery shopping for me. And then whenever I come over there, we could do it real quick and I'll take the groceries back home." And then like women,
Conniving.
that's conniving, but
Conniving.
hey. Yeah, but I feel like if you're gonna do it for one person, you gotta do it for the other person in regards to like who it's gonna impact more.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
But like I said, men, they be done whenever they cheat.
Man, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, men are a lot. They are a lot stupider.
I ain't
They
calling
might be
you
right.
dumb, but I'm just saying.
Well, I ain't cheating. I ain't cheating. Listen, you know what? I really want to ask the people that. Y'all, I want y'all to hit the hotline on that one. You think who is this law? If it was to come to pass, who would it affect more? Would it affect the men more? Would it affect the women more? We want to hear from y'all. 804-476-2306. Man, listen, we gonna be back in a second. They talking about infidelity being illegal in 2026. It's just a
Illegal.
rumor, but what if
2026.
2026, it's a rumor, but what if it come to pass? Because we got Trump in office. You never know what could happen right about now. We be back in a second, man. Global RnB. Goddamn, Coco. Welcome back to the Midday Lounge. Global RnB 96.3. Me and Coco
Man,
cutting up in the
Jackie be getting on
background.
my nerves. Y'all don't even know.
Look,
Like,
that's what partners supposed to do. We
mm.
here for each other. Our shoppers on. You feel me?
He be setting me
Listen,
up for the okey doke, and then be knowing what he gonna do, but I catch him though. He ain't slick. He ain't
hey,
a slickster.
that's the beauty of a black woman. She hold this black man accountable,
Man,
baby. Hey, I'm trying to build you up while you building me up. Stop playing with me, Coco. Stop playing with me. Listen, before that break, we were talking about infidelity, and they talk about 2026. Not yet, gentlemen. So ladies and gentlemen, so you still cheating, you still got
y'all
time, okay?
safe.
But
But while y'all being safe right now, make sure you safe in every angle.
every
Wrap it
angle,
up.
because they talk about 2026, they're gonna make infidelity illegal. The
Mhm.
problem with that is they ain't say that they can't bring stuff in 2025 into 26. So be careful out there.
Mhm.
So that was the conversation. So let's go ahead and get back into it.
All right, now, Jackie, in your opinion, do you think making cheating illegal could help relationships, or would it actually cause more problems?
Hell no. I don't really think it's gonna help in any type of way. You know what? Let's just be political about this. It might work in some cases.
Mhm.
It could possibly work in some cases, but it may also undermine it a little bit further. And let me explain that, because people will always find a way to cheat, right?
Mhm.
And if they could create any type of way to start to keep cheating, how's that going to be resolving the problem? So
Right.
I don't think it's really going to fix it. I just think it's going to be more creative ways to cheat. They might not send a text message. They might send a little text message through Cash App
Uh
so they can figure out the next. Sending
But do
messages.
you think it would cause people to be more secretive, or, what about the transparent people that are honest and real?
I think it's gonna make them more. Hold on. Ooh,
Oh, bless you.
excuse me. Got
Bless
got
you.
me sneezing up in here. I think it's gonna make them a little bit more secretive if it is.
Yeah.
I want people to be real out there. I really do, but I think it's gonna make them a little bit more secretive. I think they're gonna be sending cat. They might be sending little. It's new ways. I literally heard this. That's the only reason I know about the cash out, because this girl told me. She said how she cheated on her dude is if she'll send the dude that she's cheating on with a heart through Cash App, and that's their code to say meet up at the spot
A heart?
or whatever.
That's kinda
Yeah, well,
specific,
it's not the heart,
suspicious.
but she'll click like on whatever that
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know how
okay.
cash it work, but she send a little signal through Cash App and saying like that's the time that the meet up at the little spot, whatever they got prearranged or whatever. And I was like, God damn.
Mm,
It's because she has a business, so it makes it look like she's collecting payment for her
mm,
business, but she'll send the code back, replying back saying that, hey, woo de woo, and that's how they meet up. I was like, God dang, man. Now I feel like I gotta go check out my woman Cash App
I'm
now. Like, what
done.
we what we talking about? But what if your partner have different views on what constitutes cheating? But like, what would this law create more confusion, or would it help define those boundaries?
I mean, it depends on the law that's set because they gonna
Mm,
have to come out and be like, "Hey, look, this is what it is. If you
yeah.
do this, if you have this evidence, this is what you're getting charged for." But I did hear, like in certain states, I mean, apparently cheating is already illegal. I heard Georgia and Alabama is, but it's just hard for people to get prosecuted for it. So
Yeah, I heard
I've
that.
heard that, and like in several different states.
I'm sitting here really thinking like that could be a little murky. That can be
Yeah.
a little like how do you prove like because I think I'm gonna give you one of my boundaries.
Mhm.
I this y'all can call me jealous or whatever y'all want to. And I think I talked about this before. One of my boundaries is, if my lady goes out, she's not gonna go to. I'm not gonna be with her going to another man's house at any type of night, and she got to check in with me. So that's just how I feel. My boundary is don't if I catch you or I see that you at somebody's house or for some reason another man's house, especially around this is give a time from 8, 9 o'clock. It's booty call hours,
Yeah.
and I ain't with it. I'm not. I'm never gonna be cool with that. So
We
that's
need
for
to
me.
establish what hours is really booty call hours, because 'cause I'm thinking
Hey, I
about
mean,
11
hey,
and after.
it used to be, but I'm old now. I don't.
Mm,
If you
it's
don't
your
catch me by eight,
bedtime,
man,
8 to 9, that's your
it,
bedtime, that's why.
and you don't catch you by 8, you ain't getting no, you ain't getting none. I'm telling you right now, because most, you in Atlanta, Atlanta is an hour. Everything in Atlanta is an hour from everything. So you
Yeah,
call me at if I'm, you call me at, you better hit me at 8 o'clock so I can be there by 10.
mm,
I ain't playing with,
no,
I ain't playing with you.
I feel that.
But if I caught my woman, or if I found out that she's at another place, another man's house at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, because I don't want her there anyway, I say you cheating. That's what I say.
Mhm.
Nobody's gonna tell me anyway. You can say it's innocent. I went over there to make sure he didn't kill us. Let the nigga die. I'm telling you, excuse my language, Father God, and the FCC don't come from me. But that's what I be thinking. I'll be quiet now.
Mhm. So, I mean,
Yeah.
like, as far as this law, like, do you think that it would have, an effect on people's trust issues? Because, a lot of people, they'll be scared to go into relationships, like, "I don't even trust this."
That's exactly how I would think. I ain't gonna trust it. Like, if they put this law in place, I'm gonna be like, you don't love me for me. I mean, I start thinking you're not really not doing nothing. You're just doing it because you don't want to get locked up.
Mhm.
I know that you know what I'm saying, not because you're trying to really hold me down. So let's just be real. It might be some levels of accountability there, but is it real? Is it genuine? That's just something I can't.
So you feel like
I can't.
basically it'll make people paranoid. Do you feel like it'll make people more paranoid before entering a relationship?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. So then you got to kind of let's put this together then. Because we talked about this. Your boy Travis Hunter just got married recently, right?
Mhm.
Everybody talk about that prenup. So would that make prenups illegal? Is that a form? Like, what is this? Was that a form of a contract that holds somebody accountable, or is that would that be the same thing as the law? That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Like,
Because I feel like
is
a prenup really should, include everything that you wanted to it
yeah,
be included. You paying for it. So it's
yeah.
just like if she cheat on me, she ain't getting nothing,
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. Because like with a
I
prenup, that's basically saying you writing that in paper. People don't want to just pay. People don't want to pay for it. They don't want to fill out the paperwork. They don't want to
yeah.
go to it. Oh, if you make me sign a prenup, you don't trust me. No,
You don't
and
trust
don't
me.
no. Mm-mm,
Hmm.
you know, because the more successful person usually wants a prenup.
Hell yeah.
So
I do. I know I want one.
mhm.
I ain't gonna lie. I want a prenup, post nut, whatever you need to give me. I want the nut.
Everything up.
Goddamn.
Everything
All
up.
of that. Everything nut. But you really think about it, in some sort of way, this law might be just it might be an automatic prenup in a way, at least when it comes to infidelity.
Yeah.
It's not outlining all of the specifications of it, but it's giving you some boundaries. So then dang, should I be if I get so if I have a prenup with my wife, does that mean she don't love me? She just staying inside of the law so she can get this money, son? What you think?
I ain't in your relationship, but and I can't think for other people. So I don't know what other people be
Yeah.
thinking, whenever they go into a
Hey,
relationship.
something
So,
to think about though. Something to think about, ladies and
if a
gentlemen.
person is
Listen.
showing you that they
Yeah,
not into you in the beginning, like, go by that, you know.
go by
People
that.
be trying to
Yeah, hey,
change people whenever they get in relationships. You can't change nobody.
look for the red flags. But
Mhm.
you know what? I can low key get behind this law a little bit, but I can high key not get behind it also, just because there's some things that's out there that's a little bit unsettling about it. So you're gonna do the prenup and the postnup, man. Just it's boundaries that you guys have set together and you have mapped out together. I can get behind that. But the having the government too far involved inside of certain aspects of my relationship, that's the thing I don't like. And
Right.
I say that because this is talk about and before we go, like I don't necessarily like child support all the time because I think the government might be too much involved. I would like for it where me and a lady can work it out.
Mhm.
So if I see this like this, I say, all right, you might if I catch her cheating, that's on me if I want to forgive her. That's on me if I want to pursue anything or I want to leave her. I don't want the courts to make that decision and give her a fine or go take her to jail because we don't know what the consequences really going to be. I don't want the court to make the decision. I
Right.
don't want the court to take my I guess my authority or my power away from me
Mhm.
and kind of inside of my relationship. That's how I see it. If that makes
Yeah,
sense,
that
you know what
makes
I'm saying?
sense. See, like, you don't want the
Yeah.
court in your business, and either way, it still costs money to go to court, like, 2
Facts.
civilized adults should be able to talk about it together. "Look, you pay this much, this is how much the child expenses are, this is how much if they living with me full time and you travel for work, help out with this." They should
Help
all
me.
be in it, yeah.
Listen, man, hit the comment section. Call us up 804-476-2306, or you can follow us on all social media platforms at Global RnB 96.3. Should infidelity be illegal? Should your ass go to jail for cheating? Global RnB 96.3.